Hi, I'm Allison. This is my third vlog. This week we were tasked to read chapter 11 from Rhetoric Acts, and also from reading pop culture, we had to read in chapter 1 from Attic and Hewitt's essays. And so in chapter 11 of the Rhetoric Acts, it was about understanding evaluation. So by doing so, they provided 4 types of evaluating rhetorics. And the first one was the artistic standard, in which you use artistic methods to try to alter the perception and engage in the audience's attention. The second one would be the response standard. And the response standard is different because it focuses on the effectiveness of the rhetoric, and by focusing primarily on the effectiveness, it also is trying to create a sense of participation from the audience, while at the same time trying to affect their perception, belief, and attitude towards whatever the author is trying to persuade the reader in. Then the third standard would be the accuracy standard. And with this standard, it's the similarities between the reality rhetorical act and truth and real reality. But with that, it's very hard to create an accurate rhetoric because a lot is from social media and from social media truth. And a lot of those things cannot be trusted or said as actual facts, as social media tends to warp a lot of things. And so in a lot of cases, the accuracy standard is never completely accurate, just because the truth can be interpreted in many different ways, and it can just be a lot of things read on the internet can just be false. Lastly, it was the last standard for evaluating rhetorics would be the moral standard. So the moral standard pretty much covers everything, the ethical purpose behind the claim that's being said. So everything that's being stated and everything that's being structured in the way that it is all based on the ethical purpose and what the author really wants to persuade you to be thinking about. It is often seen in just a lot of advertisements and political parties and such, as in politics, they're always trying to persuade you and always trying to have you see eye to eye with them so that they can get your vote. And then in advertisement, it's really like targeting like the ideal consumer, making sure that that they are trying to buy their product. So there's always something behind everything that's being said and structured. And now moving on to the 2 articles that we had to read. The first one was Hewitt's, and it was based on the uprising of Snapchat. And I thought this article was quite interesting, as the formatting of the quotes was just a little strange. Typically for evidence, you would use either peer-reviewed articles or just direct, very credible sources. But for Hewitt, they decided to use Twitter tweets as a form of evidence, which I felt was quite ineffective and seemed a little bit not as formal or persuasive to me as an audience, at least, just because I don't feel that Twitter tweets are an effective use of evidence or should be used as evidence. Then the second article was from Attic, and they use actual quotes from people, but they also didn't source the quotes very properly or formally. And so by doing that, it kind of persuaded me to think otherwise on their claim and to kind of see the article itself as invalid, just because I'm more used to seeing credible sources. That concludes my third vlog. Thank you.